What's going on, everyone? Eric Rossi again with DI here. You see what box is in front of me, and essentially, if you saw my Instagram stories, I had some questions. I was essentially able to kind of like trade in my Canon 5D Mark IV for almost full value. Still very new, and so it was in great condition because there was an insane deal on this camera. Now, there's already comments like, "Oh my God, you're copying Peter Mckinnon," blah blah blah. Absolutely not. It's just for the price that I got this at with the sales price. The trade-in, something else, and then like sales tax. This is extremely affordable for what I got. So I'm not trying to flaunt money or anything. It just made sense for the price I'm paying for the Canon 5D Mark IV. So I just really wanted to dive inside the 1DX Mark II and just see why everyone is starting to buy these types of cameras. This is my first time where I'm owning a really higher-end camera like this. So let's just dive into it. Also, to note as I get into this, I'm testing out the Canon EOS M6 that's filming the video. And I kind of have a DIY Kino flow light right here, which I might talk about. So just trying to test out some things. But I got everything in this package right here. And the one main thing that really turns me on a lot about this camera is that it's everything that you need, especially on the Canon side of things. Unfortunately, it still does use motion JPEG for 4K. You have the crop and everything. But besides that, you get that 120 frames per second, which absolutely looks gorgeous. That really isn't in any of the cameras available, especially on the Canon side of things. Once again, that's how Canon kind of protects their stuff. You get all the same stuff. Dive right into the box right here. You got the, I think this probably says 1DX Mark II on this. That's your strap. And then you have the eyepiece, which I actually really do like to use in something like this. Then as you open this bad boy up right here, just got a paper cut. Got this whole bad boy right here, which this is the actual camera. So hold off 1 second on that. I'm very excited for this. The LP E6 batteries are absolutely great. They've got a decent life on them, but I know these, these are huge. And these are what the 1DX Mark II uses. Got a huge dual charger. I didn't know that this came with a dual charger. So that way, once you have two of them, which because of the deal that I got, I actually got a battery free with this, you can charge two at one time. That's pretty cool. Something that's awesome to have included. Here's the 1DX Mark II. Pulling this out for the first time. Now, I've used this a couple times. I've even used the 1DX a few times as well. This is about a little over a year old at this point. God, the heft of this thing. And the other thing with these pro bodies is the built-in grip. They're unibody grips. You don't have to buy anything separate or external, and the price of those are just so expensive. So there's that, and here it is right here. Then that Canon plastic. Here is the 1DX Mark II. The only kind of annoying thing with this is the memory card situation. It uses a CF, a compact flash card, which luckily enough, because I had the D700 for a while, I have a couple around. But this also utilizes CFast, which is very fast and is very, very good for shooting, trying to fill up a buffer or shooting 4K video, which pretty much that's the only way to go when you're using something like this. But with that and the unfortunate motion JPEG, it fills up rather quickly, so that's kind of a flaw in this. But I'm not using this for 4K. I'll use this in 1080 at 60 and 120 frames per second. But I mean, just the grip of this bad boy alone fits amazing in my hands. The ergonomics with this little pinky rest down here, absolutely amazing. One-handed camera here. It just has everything that I need. The only thing that this doesn't have is obviously a flip turnout screen, but because of I was able to get a very good deal on an Econ monitor. That it's a 5-inch one that I'm gonna put up top. Let's give it a quick. Let me pop the battery in. So I got the battery in right here. I put the 16 to 35 on it. Once again, this is obviously heavy for a lot of people if you really don't want to use something like this, but once again, I don't mind something like this. I like the heft of this and what you can do with it. And it's just, I mean, it's locking on to whatever I want quickly. I'm in a 35. An extremely fast camera, and I'm going to be able to do a lot with this thing and really do a lot with like long exposures and everything. Once again, I really love that it's a unibody too, so I can just flip right over, go into do some portraits or whatever I want. Maybe if I want to put this, sideways using an L bracket. The 1DX Mark II I think is going to fit very well, and you just get a ton of value for the kit of this. Now, once again, some people will complain that because this does have 4K, You know, it's horrible because it's got a crop, you know, and then it's motion JPEG, and I agree. But once again, I was only able to do this because of the opportunity and pricing that I got on this bad boy right here. Just played the game right. There was an event at a local camera store, and I got really good value for the 5D Mark IV. Should you go out and dump money on this thing? Absolutely not. It's an investment, and the whole perk with stuff like these cameras, the higher end one, is that they hold their value very, very well if you want to trade them later on. So that way you may only have to pay, you know, upwards of $500 to $1,000 to upgrade to the newest model. Now, Canon cycles about, I think, 4 years on stuff like this. So this being right around a year old, even over that, this is going to get a lot out of that long shutter life. Super excited to show you some things that come out of this. I'll have a full review on this eventually. If you have any questions or comments, let me know down below. But once again, this is just a move I thought that was smart for a business sake, for value that I'm getting. And it's just be aware of what you have and what you can get for your stuff. And you can get good stuff too. Once again, I'm not trying to copy Peter. You know, wasn't trying to copy Casey with an ADD or anything like that. That's the unfortunate stuff that people are getting when they have this kind of stuff. But I just want this because this is amazing for wedding photography. One of the best low light cameras in Canon's line right now. And I'm excited to see what Canon still has to come in the future, but the only perk I don't like about this is the no articulating screen. But with the 6D Mark II that I have, that's absolutely fine. That's what films a lot of these videos. But other than that, this will primarily be my workhorse for most other stuff. And that's how you kind of build a kit and inventory. So, Canon 1DX Mark II. Expect some sort of review, but it's really cool to be able to check this guy out and just experience it.